Have you ever gone through a time when nothing made sense? When there was just stress, criticism, mental confusion, and of course, burnout. Today, I want to share with you how I'm starting over with more experience this time, more clarity, and more determination. Okay, let's start with my story, and then I will share with you how to restart and how to win in this game of life. So, in my case, there was a stressful period. Too many things to do. Seriously, too many thoughts. In fact, I had a mental overload, and this thing is one big experience that I'm carrying for my future, because this one was a game changer in negative and in positive, I hope. In fact, I had too many thoughts, and this one will condition my future management system. And of course, many things to do and many thoughts were present because I had endless responsibilities, and this was the overload that I didn't need, but this was my mistake. So for the next time, I'll try to avoid. What else? I was in a low energy condition. This one is fundamental as well. Too few calories, little rest, and the result was binge eating and weight gain, because my stress was over the roof, low energy, and my body reacted, of course. Bad. Emotions. So there was external criticism, unfounded, because seriously, anonymous people writing stuff, but I was in a difficult period. Confusion and everything. I couldn't set proper boundaries because I was confused already. Very bad. And of course, this led to an internal criticism. I was thinking, maybe they're right? And of course, the body check. What does it mean, the body check? It means that the mind goes into double check mode. There is any reason to believe it? Yes. And this is the self-doubt talking to yourself. In fact, I arrived to Southampton super happy because I was ready to live the La Dolce Vita. Then there was the reality check. In fact, I wanted to live La Dolce Vita, cruises, fun, laughs, everything. Instead, at the mercy of landlords, because I wanted to stay 2 months. Instead, they said minimum 6 months contract. That is alright, yeah, etc. So we had some trouble, some difficulties to find a good house. By the way, this was not enough. In fact, we needed to come back immediately in Italy, because not even a week after, there was like a funeral, and this was like a sudden event that we of course couldn't predict. And between travel and housing like Airbnb, this and that, 5,500 evaporated in less than 1 month. This could be like a negative thing, especially for people like me who have like a kind of poor background, but anyway, not rich for sure. And this can condition yourself a lot, because you start to think like in emergency mode. Instead, this was a positive thing, because I was in a positive mindset in that moment, because I said, to be honest, I need to be grateful, because I had those money, because my past self worked hard, and I'm grateful that I did, because this now is motivating me to do the same for my future self, because you never know when there are some periods that everything goes wrong, and in those moments you want to be safe. So was a positive thought. Of course, I prefer to have those money inside my pocket, but that's it. And not only that, the stress of before was always there. So many things to do, confusion, overstimulation, so many things. Anxiety and mental overload. Bad. One thing was certain, sense of progress was gone. Why I'm talking about the sense of progress? Because for me is one of the main key to be happy in life. Because the sense of progression for me is one of the main elements. Because when we feel like we're progressing towards our goal, our life goals, in that case, in my case, this is one of the main pillars for happiness. And I didn't have at that moment. Actually, I was thinking the opposite. By the way, a total reset was needed, definitely. So what was the result? Inevitable collapse. Inevitable, in my case. I mean, could be avoided? Yes, but not in that mental situation. I was not lucid enough. Burnout. But this is not for me, because this is a common scenario for so many people when you are surrounded by a toxic environment or coming from close people, physically close, like in the workplaces, for example, or emotionally, like friends, family, or partners that instead of pushing you up, lifting you up, they push you down. So let's say this can be very effective in a negative sense. Then criticism. Yeah, maybe could be the same of comments from close people, but criticism could be even direct. It could be from close people or totally external people. And this can affect you anyway, especially when you expose yourself. And this can lead to self-doubts. And this is the worst, because we are our worst criticists. We are our worst enemy in a certain way, because we tend to put ourselves down, to let ourselves down every time. So that's why it's so important to be careful to this part. Then excessive stimuli, especially digital. We are in a society where the excess of stimuli is consistently present. For example, with social media or other stuff, everything is overstimulated. And this is one of the main sources for stress and burnout. Decision overload, the same. Even at work, maybe you can be like a dopamine detox mode, like no phone, no this, no that, and then at work they carry too many things to you, they give you so many stuff to do, and then you go in confusion, you go in a decision overload, and then stress and burnout again. And if you ever felt like this, how to restart? When everything collapses, restart from the basics. We can do a parallel with the computers, for example. When the computer has an overload, has so many tasks to do, the RAM is totally crowded, the only result that we have is freeze. The computer get frozen. So what to do in that case? A restart is necessary. How to restart? Depends the level of burnout. If the burnout is extreme, restart from zero. Check the basics, survival mode. For example, when a computer has a crash, a big crash, a system failure, what it does? Check if all systems are okay, if the hardware is totally okay. We need to do the same. Survival mode. Our physical health is okay, our mental health is okay, and financial, are we stable? We can move. What? We need to do a basic check of everything if it's fine. Then I like to proceed. How? Logical levels, Bateson and Deals. I love those systems because they start from the bottom or from the top. In both ways, it makes sense for me. From the top, who are you? Who do you want to become? Build yourself from that. If you have clarity about yourself, you can decide your identity, values, goals, hobbies, and passion. So, who is the person that you want to be in your life? What you want to achieve? What is your life purpose? Start from there. Starting again from zero. So, in their pyramid, there is on top the mission. What is your life purpose? This is very important. Decide the identity. How you want to be. Who are you? Who do you think? What do you think about yourself? This is very important because depending on our identity, we can have different beliefs and values, different capabilities, behaviors, and then our surrounding environment. So, identity. Who are you? Beliefs. What do you believe in? What truly matters to you? What are your main values in life? This is important. Then capabilities. What are your knowledge, skills, competencies? This is very important because depending how you feel capable, you act in a certain way, because what do you say and do, your action or reaction depends from your feelings, your capabilities, knowledge, skills and competencies. Then the environment. So the environment is not just where, it's even when, with whom. Because those factors influence your entire life. In fact, we talk from the top to the bottom, but to be honest, we should start from the bottom. For example, from a child point of view. In fact, a baby, for example, doesn't start thinking, what is my life purpose? Who am I? It doesn't start this way. It starts from the environment, so the people who surround him or her. So, for example, a baby is influenced from where is born, for example, or the parents that will influence the religion, the beliefs and everything, because, for example, the parents will influence his behavior, their behavior and even capabilities and beliefs. Because, for example, if they say to the children that they are not capable, they start to believe they are not capable, and their identity will start to be unsure. They will be like insecure people, this kind of stuff. Instead, the opposite, if the parents give to the children positive stimuli and they think they are very capable, for example, so these start to be their belief, their identity, and their life purpose, they become different. They start to act differently, and they can do better things, for example, because they just believe in those stuff. So this is very important. And for me, this is the main part when I need to restart, because I always do a double check and start from this. But if I start always from that part and everything was going well before, what changed? Well, spoiler, negative experiences, loss of focus and confidence. As we said, yeah, I always followed that pyramid, but negative experiences, because of course I can influence partially the stuff, but then the environment, even from the adult life, can influence the rest. And I had some negative experiences that made me even distracted, so many thoughts, self-criticism, this kind of stuff, and loss of confidence as well. So I started to lose focus, so I wasn't looking in my direction anymore. This was so important because I was moving around randomly, like literally with no destination and no confidence. This is very important because then I didn't believe in myself. I felt like not capable, like imposter syndrome, this kind of stuff. My behavior was like not doing stuff. So it was a mess. In fact, I used to play life when everything was going well. Now I stress about life and I lose care about life. Yeah. Why? The life is the same, but changing the point of view. Before I was seeing a 6. Now I'm from the other side, looking at 9. I need to come back and see the things from this point of view. And that's why I gave a message to myself. In fact, I did a dream around 9-10 days ago, the 1st of May. I was dreaming about gaming. I forgot about the games because there are now years that I don't play anymore because I'm focusing on my business, this kind of stuff. And this was so wrong because I'm dedicating too much on my work life and not even considering my normal life. But the life is not all about the work. It should be balanced. In fact, I was dreaming when I was gaming on Great Battles of Rome, Icarium, SimCity, Rome Total War, Clash of Clans, this kind of game that are game from a strategic management point of view. Yes, of course, they are from wars, this kind of stuff, but the part that I really loved was the strategic management mode. This is what I loved. I was giving a message to myself that morning. Did you forget who you are? The life you always dreamed of, your goals, your passion. It's never too late. Come on, Daniele, restart, let's go. I believe in you. Because if I don't believe in myself, no one will do for me. Life is just a game. Come on, restart. So, let's start playing again. Strategic management mode. What are the main goals? So let's think about a game now. What you have in a game? So you have a goal, first of all. What are the goals? What are the goals? Depends your identity, the personal vision. So who are you? Who do you want to become? Talking about the previous pyramid. So my one, I will talk about this in the next video because this one is already too long. Then in a game, you have resources. What are your resources? So the time. Time is the most important resource that we have. I'm not talking just about the time that we have during the day, because yeah, we have always 24 hours, but there are some stuff to do, family, work, and this kind of stuff. So the time that is really available is not that much, depending the person. I'm talking even about the lifetime, because yeah, for me, I'm in my 1/3 of life, for example. Other people are younger than me, they have more time. Other people can see this video and be in the middle of life or the end of their life, but there is always time, because it doesn't matter how old are you, but it's how you want to play your life, because you can enjoy even a single moment. This is the main thing. So instead of stressing, because even a young person, 18 years old, can stress the rest of his life. And there are people older that can enjoy much more their life, shorter rest of life, instead of a young person. So our goal is not just checking the time that we have left, but to have fun, to enjoy those time. This is the most important thing. So this one is one of the resources that we need to check, because of course, depending our lifetime, if I'm 95 years old, I don't plan to do big project that will take 30 years. This is the point. So how much time we have left? Of course, no one knows. I can die tomorrow, for example. And how much time we have during the day? These are the resources that we need to check. Then health, physical health, mental health, and I like to put in health even the financial health. But in this case, I want to put aside. So physical health, for me, energy is essential, because the energy will decide the quality of your time. Because you can have lots of time, but if you feel like shit every time, the quality will be very low. So for me, energy is essential. In order to do that, rest. This is the main point. I need to rest and reduce stimuli. This is very important for me. Then get back in shape. So reduce body fat, build strength, improve stamina. These are the key points from my next quarter. Why? Because in this case, I feel better physically, and especially mentally. And when I feel better mentally, then I have more energy physically, because there is an extra motivation that pushes me forward. From the mental health, instead, I want to take it easy. Stop stressing about life. I have one life. I don't want to stress. Come on. Life is always stressful. Stop stressing out. And less is more. This is important, because we need to remember that in order to do more, we need to do less. Can look like a contradiction. It's not. Trust me, doing less means doing more, because we need to do less but better. And then one point that I totally forgot, relax time. For years, I didn't go out, I didn't play, I wasn't relaxing at all, just work, work, work. Of course, I was destined to burnout. Of course, I was going to have another burnout. It's normal. Then, resources in the game, knowledge, or the skill tree, for example. This is important as well. Which knowledge do we have? What we can do to expand our knowledge, for example. Then, freedom to act. So, are we free to do the stuff that we want to do? For example, we can have some constraints with the family. For example, if I want to move to another town and I have a family, I cannot move my children, for example, suddenly, because yeah, we can do, yes, but it's better to not do that. So we need to think about them, about their mental health, how this can affect their lives, etc. Other constraints, for example, the work, contract of works that put us to not have any freedom to act in a certain way, to move in another place. In this case, even location. For example, I am free to go almost everywhere. This is very important. Or for example, if you come from the South America, like lots of my friends, they were unable to go in Europe. So this is important, because this will affect a lot. For example, European cannot go in Australia after 35 years old, if I'm not wrong, but this is the point. So are we free to do some stuff in order to achieve our goals? Then the resource that we always check in our games, money. This is essential even in life. Not because are essential in a specific point of view, but because who doesn't have money is in trouble. Who has lots of money understand that money is not important. but this is the point. It's important to have a bit. And we talk about this in the next video. Strategy and action. So in a game, we check the main goals, the resources that we start with, and then we check the strategy in order to achieve our goals. So what are our intermediate goals? And the action steps, what are them? Let's talk about this in the next video. Tool to use, in my case, Notion for mental reset, because all my crowded mind needs to be put off over there in Notion, in an app note, in a note app, in whatever, but the point is to release. Then vision board, because as I said, I lost my focus. This was one of the main points that made me lose my focus, my direction. Then dopamine detox, less stuff, less stress. And this leads to minimalism, that's important. Routine, this will be a consequence by even the basics. Then the most important thing in a game, have fun. From today I will start to play again, in fact, but this time with more experience, and this time I play for real. Let's play, let's enjoy this life. And now let's talk about you. Where are you now? Tell me more about you. Are you in a burnout state? Let me know. You're starting from a burnout? Or are you in a progression phase, so everything is going good, amazing? Let me know. Or are you in a cruise mode, so calm waters, relax, everything is going okay? Write it in the comment, and if you want to start to walk this path with me, subscribe for the next video. Step by step, we rise together. Ciao!